Go.
Hi friends, I hope you are doing well today on this beautiful day. I asked Audrey to help me videotape today, and she suggested that we come outside and sit on our trampoline. So that is where we are. We are sitting on the trampoline, getting ready to read a wonderful story about the way that Jesus worked in this world. And if you hear any whining in the background, that's one of our dogs who thinks that she should be able to get on the trampoline with us, but she cannot. We have let her on the trampoline before, but that's a whole other story. So it is Holy Week, like we talked about yesterday, and it is the week that we spend time thinking about the sacrifice that Jesus made and some of why he did that and who Jesus was. So I want to read you a story today about some of the people that Jesus helped and some of the people that he interacted with and shared love with. So this is from our children's Bible. And it is based on a story that you can find in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 8. And it is about Joanna and Susanna. Jesus' work kept him very busy. When he wasn't telling stories about God's love, he was making someone well. When he wasn't making someone well, he was feeding someone who was hungry. When he wasn't feeding someone who was hungry, he was answering someone's very big questions about God. Jesus loved his work. Night and day, Jesus stayed very busy, but he didn't have a job. Since he didn't have a job, he didn't have any money. He didn't have a house to live in. He didn't have a wallet because he didn't have any money. How did he live? How did he purchase food? Where did he sleep? To answer these questions were his friends. Many people saw the wonderful things that Jesus did, the feeding and the praying, the teaching and the healing. They saw these things and they wanted to help him. Two of these helpers were Joanna and Susanna. Joanna and Susanna had once been very sick. They had been so sick that no one could make them well. No one except Jesus. He healed them. They felt so grateful to Jesus, they wanted to do something for him. They prayed and they thought and they thought and they prayed. Then they came up with an idea. They saw that Jesus had no house to live in. They saw that Jesus didn't have a wallet because he didn't have any money of his own. They were worried. Who takes care of Jesus? What could we do to help him? Joanna and Susanna looked at their wonderful houses. They looked inside their full purses. They said, "We have more than we need. We will use our money to feed Jesus and his friends. We will use our money so that he can find a place to stay when he travels." Joanna and Susanna were like Mary and Martha and all the other disciples. They were part of Jesus' work. Their help made it easier for Jesus to share God's love. Their support reminded Jesus that he was never alone. I really love that story because it reminds us that we are all part of the work that God is doing. Even today, even though Jesus isn't walking around with us, we are still Jesus' helpers in sharing God's love. If you ask a grown-up or if you are a grown-up, look into Luke chapter 24, verses 1 through 12, and you will hear another wonderful story about Joanna and Susanna in the Bible. I hope that you can spend some time looking for the helpers. I know we're not going out very much right now, but maybe you could think about the way your parents are helping you, or when you look at the news, the way that healthcare workers are helping. Maybe you can look at the way that you are helping your family. Joanna and Susanna had some money to share, and they worked together to use it to spread God's love. Start thinking about how you maybe could use the money you get to help God and spread God's love in this world. I hope that you are enjoying this wonderful day and that you can spend some time today thinking about how you can be a helper to Jesus in this time. Bye, friends.